podcast.
Yeah, the music, interviews, the culture.
Sweet.
Let's get into it.
And then don't forget all the lovely things we plan to do today.
Sweet podcast.
1 2 check 1 2. 1 2 check 1 2. What's up, y'all? Mr. LP, the Groove Suite Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Day 14. This is a repurposed one because it's Friday and I'm moving around and shaking butt. It's for my C4Challenge folks. Make sure you go to C4Challenge.com. Check out all the great content that my brothers and sisters are over there doing. My podcast brothers and sisters, what's up? Hopefully you're doing good. And I'm listening to them shows, man. Them shows is great. But here we go with day 14. I did an interview in 2019, January 2019, when DJ Maseo, 1/3 of the Mighty De La Soul, was here in Jacksonville, Florida, doing a set. And I got a chance to do an interview with him on this podcast, so I'm doing a repurpose of it. So we're going to listen to the interview. You're going to enjoy it. And yeah, I see y'all on day 15. Love y'all so much, man.
Groove Suite podcast.
All right, without further ado, we're going to bring the guy up, the guy that you wanted to see and that brought you here. So he's a Grammy Award winner, so with over 20 million albums, and he's a notable DJ as well as an MC and producer, which I thought was funny because they said MC, and I'm glad that they said MC on the mic. So without further ado, let's give a round of applause, a loud round of applause for DJ Maseo, y'all. Make some noise.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my daylight clothes or is it just my daylight song? What I do ain't make believe.
DJ Maseo, y'all make some noise again, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about
What's
this.
up, Jacksonville? How y'all doing? What's good?
All right, so welcome to Jacksonville again. You're not a stranger to Jacksonville.
I'm glad I'm not.
So yeah, the last time I witnessed you spin, it was I want to say like 2 years ago, and it was Dave Chappelle show was here. Was anybody next door when he was DJing? And you stayed like another night. That was crazy, man. Could you explain that energy? Do you even remember it? Because it was like 2, 3 in the morning when we was doing this.
Well, my brother Troy McMahon, we go back 30 years. Every time I get with him, it's always to the extended hours. So yeah.
Right. Sounds good. Speaking of 30 years, man, this is the 30th anniversary of 3 Feet High and Rising. So let's give a round of applause for that accolade right there. Y'all remember that out, right? Man.
Yeah, I'm old in hip hop.
but you're great in hip hop. We're gonna acknowledge that. So let everybody know how that feeling is to have that accolade for 30 years in hip hop. Explain how that feeling is. It's got to be a big feeling.
It's surreal. It's very surreal. I'm still chasing the dream. I've been a part of hip hop when it was projected to be this or not be, you know. It was just really a reprieve from our third world situation as black people,
right,
you know, coming up in the 80s and 90s, you know. So for it to turn into like the #1 selling music in the world, you know, hip hop created jobs for people who don't even like the music, you know.
Right.
So, you know, it's still surreal and I feel blessed. That's all, I truly feel blessed.
All right, sounds good. So I was reading, I'm a hip hop head. So you started off in Brooklyn, you were born in Brooklyn, correct? And then you moved to Long Island. So to save time or whatnot, just explain how that transition was, because you was in Brooklyn when, you know, hip hop was emerging.
Yeah.
And then you went to Long Island. So was it a different transition, or how did you bring the elements that you got in Brooklyn to Long Island, and then when you met Plug 1, Plug 2?
Well, honestly, those were the years I was just harnessing my craft. It was happening around my community, especially in the boroughs. So moving to Long Island, I actually thought I was getting further away from my dream than closer to it. And what was crazy that it all happened when I moved to the suburbs, you know. Prince Paul, who was a part of a group called Stetsasonic at the time.
Prince Paul, indeed.
Yeah, and he actually is responsible for the discovery of De La Soul. Yeah, so meeting up with Paul and meeting up with the guys in high school, pretty much summer school, because we all failed our classes. Yeah. So right after summer school, we would go to my crib and start working on music. But finding out what everybody was into was part of the journey, you know, because around that time, everybody did it all. Graffiti, breakdancing, you know, pop locking, rapping, DJing, and then you found out what you really love and you stuck to it, you know.
Right. Cool. Well, let's see. We're gonna go for spin faster to 3 Feet High Rise and De La Soul is Dead. My favorite album from you guys was Stakes is High. So, everybody remember Stakes is High?
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, do you feel
Rest in peace, Jay Dillon.
Indeed. Rest in peace, Jay Dillon. So, do you feel like that album holds importance to hip hop and what's going on today? Because I felt like when I heard that album in 1996, I was a junior in high school, so I still was trying to figure out like the administrative side of hip hop, you know, because I was just an MC, so I didn't understand all that. But does that album resonate well in this time of day?
I've always said Stakes is High gave birth to Nas's Hip Hop is Dead. Stakes is High gave birth to Jay-Z's 444. You know, around that time it was definitely a record for us that was whether we were going to continue in this music game or not, just based on the transitions of the style of music, what was becoming more prevalent than others. There was just completely no balance. And that's exactly what we're dealing with right now.
Right.
No balance, a bit of redundancy, also ignorance, all out, you know. But yeah, that was something we stressed then, but at the same time, hip hop is dead, stressed that, and 444, you know, so I'm glad to be a part of that alma mater,
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
and still trying to say something with a message and balance out this culture.
Definitely. So today is National DJ Day, so make some noise for the DJs in the house. Maseo.
Salute
Shouts out
to all the DJs.
Myself,
Salute to my brother Guru.
Yeah, man. So, what makes a DJ? What is your definition of a good, skillful DJ? Like, what is your definition?
One, definitely being able to mix 2 records on beat. That's one. And then playing good music, but also playing your vibe. You know, there's one thing to give the people what they need. Well, give them what they want, but then give them what they need, which is your element of surprise, your vibe.
Yeah, man.
I think you should be educated at the same time, you know, when you're playing music.
So, what's your favorite DJ technique? Is it scratch and mixing?
I like it all, man.
You like it all?
You know, I like it all. I think you're a well-rounded DJ if you can embody it all, you know. And it's all a part of it, you know. But I think, you know, nothing is greater or less than the other, you know.
Right. All right, so a personal question. So the whole native tongue movement. Anybody native tongues? Make some noise if you know about native tongues.
Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called Quest, Moni Love, Queen Latifah.
Yeah. So explain that energy. Like how was that working with that group of people? I couldn't imagine working with all those people. Like when y'all did Buddy, it was crazy.
We was all kids coming up, so it's amazing to think back now what everybody has, you know, what we were aspiring to be and what we all became today, you know. Especially when I look at Latifah, you know. The queen is really the queen, you know. Not just in music, but in business, you know. Moni is doing her thing. She was able to sustain still being here in America, coming from England, you know. And us in Jungle and Tribe, we still do music. We produce music, we travel, we tour. You know, we get ready to celebrate 30 years of 3 Feet along with Public Enemy and Wu-Tang. So
Yeah, because they're 30 years as well.
yeah,
I mean, 25.
for Nation of Million, takes the Nation of Million to hold us back.
Right.
And Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers 25th anniversary.
Right.
And what I'm loving about that tour, it's the last of the groups, man. It's not really many groups in hip hop.
That was my next question actually, because y'all going on tour in the UK.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know what was the expectation that you have in regards to is it whether it's an expectation to the consumers, to yourself, to all that?
I'm excited to be around everybody. There's a camaraderie amongst us, especially in that era. So I'm excited just to get on tour and see everybody every day backstage, smoke weed with Ghostface Killer, you know what I mean? I'm bugging out with Flavor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, you know, PE's like uncles. They're like not even really big brothers, they're more like uncles to us. So I'm waiting to really kick it with everybody.
Yeah, man, I feel like I know that's going to be a crazy tour, so good luck with that, man, and we'll be supporting you. So, music-wise, so you know what, let me go into this section right here. So on Groove Suite Podcast, if you have not heard it, we have two sections where we do, one is called What's Good in Duval, and then the second one is What's Your Groove. So what's your groove, what's good in Duval? So what's good in Jacksonville, basically? Like, you tell me something that while you're here, what you like to do, just tell me anything good about it. Outside of Truman, outside. So, but we're gonna do first, What's Your Groove? So What's Your Groove segment is basically, you tell us what we should be listening to, what you love, what you like to do while you DJ, whatever the case may be. So, what's your groove?
My groove in particular is funk and soul, old school funk and soul. I think you gotta know where it's coming from to know where it's going, you know?
Correct, yeah.
And all that music back then just felt really good because it came from a real genuine place, which is people's heart and soul. There was no thinking about a chorus, a hit record, or none of that, charts. It was just all about making great music and having chemistry with the people in the room that you were making music with. So funk and soul is definitely something that sits dear to my groove.
Okay. And we're gonna hear some of that funk and that groove tonight.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Make some noise if y'all ready to hear some funk.
My mom's is responsible for that. Word up, man. We'll talk. See this.
All right, so the next thing is What's Good in Duval, aka What's Good in Jacksonville, Florida. So when you come here, like, you know, when you're here, can you name one thing that you like, the restaurant, the food, the people, or, you know, about a particular?
I've been coming to Jacksonville since 1991.
Well, I'm sure you have a list of things that you can tell me.
And the one thing that come up very consistent are the attractive women in Jacksonville.
Round of applause for all the beautiful ladies in the house.
The beautiful ladies in Jacksonville.
They shame to clap, but I know they had that now.
But coming to find out, a lot of them grew up eating possum out here, you know what I mean? That was weird. That was weird to me. That was weird.
Okay.
That was weird. So I gotta be careful with a possum soup, you know what I mean?
Oh, hilarious, man. Hilarious. All right, so one last question. I saw online, it was a picture of you and Mac Miller in the studio and that.
Yeah.
So I want to say rest in peace to Mac Miller. His birthday was yesterday, so give a round of applause. Rest in peace for Mac Miller.
Rest in peace, Mac. Yeah.
So what were you doing? Were you working with him or just listening to tracks? How did that go?
What's crazy is that was the first day I met him. We were both in Los Angeles working at Ski TV. Ski has a big production place. And he happened to be upstairs where all the audio and visual media stuff was at, and doing an interview with Ski. I was in the studio, Ski's main studio, and somebody came downstairs and said, Mac Miller's doing an interview with Ski, and he brought up De La, Native Tongue, what he grew up on. So I rushed up there to hear the rest of the interview. And I walked in, and he and I clicked right from the door. And then that night we made a song, and we've been in touch heavily since then, you know, and then he passed, and Raekwon turned around and did a song together.
Very nice.
Mac just been, you know, he definitely been, you know, one of the ones that had carried the torch as far as real lyricism, you know, recognizing the past, paying a lot of homage to the past, and doing a good job at introducing it to the audience today, you know. But it's just definitely sad that, you know, this generation is heavily into narcotics and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so I said this was my last question, but this
cool.
This is my last question,
It's cool.
personally. Favorite De La Soul song and why?
That's like saying, what's your favorite child?
I know. That's why I asked the question to make it tough for you, sir.
I mean, they all kind of hold a special thing. I mean, they all have a special moment. If anything, I guess out of the ones I play the most will probably be Ego Trippin'. I play it the most, you know. Balloon Mind State happened to be one of the albums I think was very dear to us as a group, but it didn't even do well. It didn't even sell much.
It was great though.
But that was one of the records we could truly say we were all individually confident as producers. Like we didn't really lean on each other, or we didn't really lean on Paul. Everybody brought what they had to the table.
Correct.
You know, so it was like one of the most confident produced records, you know. But it didn't sell shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood. But it was still a great album, and it was a great moment in hip hop. So we want to thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's my time on the Groove Suite podcast. Let's give a round of applause for DJ Maseo.
Respect y'all. Just everybody have a good time tonight, man. You know, I just like for people to dance and party. Ain't nothing really extra sexy about what I'm doing here, but I do play music that make people want to make babies. So make sure who you dancing with, that's who you want to be with. There might be a lot of court cases. So.
One more time. One more time, everybody, for DJ Maseo.
Peace. One love, y'all.
The Groove Suite podcast has been brought to you by Mr. Penis's Neighborhood and The Groove Suite. Make sure you stay in tune with us on our socials, on Instagram and Twitter, at The Groove Suite, and on Facebook, The Groove Suite Podcast. If you want to email us some music, tell us that you like us, email us at groovesweetjacks@gmail.com. New things, new vibe, new soul, all that. Thank you to everybody who supports us, rock with us, and vibe with us. The Groove Suite.